Hey guys, so I'd like to redo my video on self-awareness. That one was really scattered. Went ahead and posted it anyway. I'm sure some of you may have related pretty well with it, heat of the moment, I was very emotional that day. But I want to start with, self-awareness. Truth hurts sometimes. We all make excuses, right? And some excuses are really, really good ones. I mean, so good that you can't shoot it down. It's an excuse, it's fucking real. You used your mind to put that excuse into full effect and let it take power to stop you from doing something that you want to achieve. You gave yourself a reason to stop the progress you're trying to make. In a sense, giving power to self-doubt, right? Isn't that kind of what we're doing? Giving power to self-doubt. And where does self-doubt come from? With self-doubt comes depression, anxiety. You get the picture. So, some religious folk might say that doubt comes from the devil. Self-doubt, oh man, it'll eat up on you. It'll sneak up on you real fucking quick and just take over. And now you can't do nothing except the same old routine. So do you want to be stuck in the same routine of things and then over and over continuously beating yourself up about everything? Everything's your fault and you suck, you can't do anything because of this and that, and more excuses. And I get it, trust me, I make excuses for myself. I think we all do naturally. But if we want to evolve, if we want to grow, I think it's a matter of really looking deep inside yourself and saying no. You know what? Ask yourself questions. Ask yourself, okay, I've made an excuse. I'll use myself as an example. I can't practice piano more than 3 times a week because I run a business and damn near work 24/7 and I have a child to take to school. I work out. I have a fiance. Oh my gosh, I have so many fucking things to do all the time and it drives me nuts. Sometimes, So I can't practice piano more than a few times a week. Okay, now Tessa, what do you mean you can't? Why can't you? Okay, wait a second. Now I'm asking myself why. Why can't I? Well, who's to say I can't just pack up my piano and bring it to my fucking store? I do own a store, don't I? Yeah, motherfucker, yeah. I own a store. So I can play with some things, can't I? I can move shit around. I can pack up my piano and bring it to the store. So I did. Like twice now. And you know what? I'm getting better at piano a lot faster. Because nothing is stopping me, and definitely myself. I am not stopping me from doing these things. And now I'm not trying to make it seem like, I'm better than you. I don't want anybody to watch this and think, oh, this bitch, she can just do it all, can't she? No, because, well, can we? Can we? If we really use our mind at its full capacity, if we really put our heart and passion into everything we do, and we stop making excuses, we question ourselves why we do things, then can we not achieve just about anything we want to do? losing weight, loving yourself, learning how to play piano, whatever it is, can you not? So I just want to give some insight in this because this is something I'm going through. And as you've seen in my previous video, while I was talking to you, I was talking to myself and God. And I talk to myself a lot. And I highly recommend anybody, you're having trouble loving yourself, you're having trouble with self-worth and confidence, and you find yourself making a lot of excuses. I mean, ask yourself those questions, truly, and listen. If you find yourself in that rut and you're not talking to yourself, man, you need to talk to God. Talk out loud, talk to yourself, pretend there's somebody else you're talking to, whatever. But talking to yourself is so healthy. I don't care if people say it's crazy. I talk to myself driving in my car all the time. And I'm sure there's people that look over like, does this bitch have Bluetooth in her ear, or is she just talking to herself? Might look, I don't know. Maybe, but who cares? Because what happens when you talk to yourself is sometimes you talk yourself out of something you were thinking of. Or sometimes when you say something out loud, it makes more sense or less sense when you hear it coming out of your mouth. So it's, I don't know. I mean, we're powerful, And sometimes saying things out loud it changes everything. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounded way cooler in my head. You ever do that sometimes? You're like, well, what's a good example? Like sometimes you just, you say a joke out loud to your friends, you're stoned or something, whatever, and I mean, you were cracking up in your head. You thought it was hilarious. And you say it out loud, and suddenly you didn't think it was funny anymore, and nobody else did either. Yeah, okay. Sometimes we have to do that to know, it's, I don't know, it's how we learn and grow. It's pretty amazing, So we embarrass ourselves sometimes. We learn from it. We make mistakes. But just the excuse thing, we need to learn from that. I mean, if you want to be anything, if you want to move beyond this time in your life, whatever you're going through, I think you need to start asking yourself some questions and really going through it so that you can analyze every situation. You can analyze why you're feeling this way, why you said this to somebody, or why you do these things. I'll give another example. This is a good one. Okay, so let me hit this. Oh no, it's 4:20 somewhere, So why do you oh man, I think it's dead. All right, never mind. So, asking ourselves why we do certain things, okay? So, for example, one thing I used to do, and still do sometimes, is, I'm in my car, and I'm driving, and suddenly, I got my music kind of up, but, I go past some old people, or classy looking people, or it's always older classy. It's always somebody that I would feel would not like my heavy metal music blaring. And so I would turn it up. Now, I know a lot of you guys can totally relate with that. Like, we like to bang music, but was there ever a moment where you turned it up and and somebody's like, people give you looks, and that gives you some kind of ego boost, some kind of validation, like, yeah, I'm being a fucking rebel, I'm so rebellious right now, fuck you if you don't like my music. I don't know, it doesn't make sense, right, when you say it like that, But it took me a long time to analyze and understand that. You know, I knew I did that thing. I knew I did that. I knew I turned on my music real loud driving in my car. But then I go into, then I started thinking about it. I started asking myself, why do you do this? There's a pattern going on here, Tessa, and you're turning your music up in front, typically around people you think wouldn't enjoy your music. What? I'm doing that. Oh my God. So why are you doing this? Okay, shit. I think it's a call for attention. That's kind of pathetic, isn't it? Why am I doing that? You know, okay, so I want attention, and I want attention in a negative way. How fucking impulsive and insane is that? Now, some of you might think, oh yeah, look at this badass driving down the street, you know, like banging their music. They don't give a fuck, you know, and it's that person wants to set off that impression that they don't give a fuck and they're easygoing and you don't fuck with them. I did this for a long time, you know, and I'm a very sweet person. I like to help people. I like to be there for my friends. I'm loyal, you know, and man, got picked on and suddenly it shifted. I became a rebel, and I made sure, even though I made sure that people were afraid of me, and I finally got over that, you know, but I evolved, and that's what I'm saying. You know, it wasn't until self-reflecting, which sometimes takes time. I mean, when we were a teenager, I talk about no excuses, right? But when you're a teenager, to an extent, you know, you have some excuse for that. But once you get to a certain fucking age, you know, once you start adulting, yeah, you better shape the fuck up because life is going to come at you. And you need to analyze everything. You can easily make a mistake. You can easily do things that you know are not you. There's so many outside sources influencing us, and at the end of the day, yourself influencing you. And at the end of the day, it's only you that can control what you do. Only you can change you. You know yourself better than anybody knows you. So only you can change you. You have the power to change these habits. Now, I don't want to keep repeating myself. I'm trying to get a lot better at this. Still working on video editing. But I hope you guys enjoy things I say and know that this all pertains to what I'm doing here. Take Control with Tessa is about body positivity, self-awareness, being honest with yourself, loving yourself, and loving yourself enough to change the things you know you can. And I think that first starts with, you know, for those of you that are, you know, maybe you're here and you've seen my first video and you want to lose weight. I want you to ask yourself, do you love yourself? And if you say no, then maybe take some of this into account and know that you're beautiful and your mind is a powerful thing. I know it's hard to overcome things sometimes. I've been there, and it is a curve. But until you love yourself, and I think that's what mostly this video is about. You know, it starts here. It starts with being self-aware and, damn it, not beating yourself up. Giving yourself credit for the things you do. Just remember to reflect on yourself and weigh out your options here. Sometimes you may be depressed because you got yourself in that pit and you're beating yourself up. Well, damn it, change it. You know, you have to be hard on yourself sometimes. You're the only one that can do it. But this is where it starts. You know, love yourself first. And then it becomes far easier putting those other pieces together. You know, adding in a healthy, more balanced diet. Making that change becomes far easier when you love yourself. And then adding in exercise, far easier. Now you enjoy it. Now you want to get out of bed and do these things because you're doing something amazing for yourself. But first you got to stop making excuses for yourself, and you have to damn, see, I'm not that good at this, am I? But yeah, you guys get the drift. Just keep following me. I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll talk to you guys again another time. See ya.